Hi friends, this is Marilyn from tarotclarity.com, and I'm here today to do a quick reveal of the 5-cent tarot. I've already opened the packages and everything, so you don't have to endure that. I do want to acknowledge, though, the goodies that came in the bag. The deck itself, of course, which is a thickish deck. I had mine edged in green. I believe you can just have it plain edge, like white. It came with its own booklet, which I have not really perused yet, but every card has a picture in the book. It has a little statement by the creator, Madam Clara. It came with a little badge and a red or green velvet satchel, depending on what you preferred. My red one is lined with yellow satin. It's a nice size. It'll hold the box and the deck, of course. And then here's the box. It came with a little ding on the edge, but just about every tarot deck I get in the mail comes that way. So, and it's a nice magnetic enclosure box, and it's really sharp. S the cards. So it's nicely done. It's a very nice presentation. I think that's all. Okay, so for the cards. I am a person who prefers to read TDM or PIP style cards, and this is decidedly not that way. It's very clearly based on Rider-Waite-Smith, but I chose it because I thought it was aesthetically pleasing, and if I think something's aesthetically pleasing, I'll use it, you know. The suits appear to have been changed, though, from Rider-Waite-Smith and traditional tarot. The batons or the wands are matches. So here we have the Ace of Matches. You'll notice also that there are lots of keywords. The card itself is identified on all cards through the center with a banner. And then there's a upright meaning and a down, a reversed keyword. Now, generally, I hate keywords on tarot decks. I loathe them. And I was aware that these had keywords going in. But the overall aesthetic of the deck appealed to me. And so, it didn't, I just overlook it. In fact, the way it's done, it just becomes part of the design. And they're not glaring, so they're pleasant to look at. I think this deck, here's where's the two? Oh, got it out of order, my bad. I think for this reason, it's probably a really good deck for a beginner. Two of Matches. Because you do have your keywords, and there's other words, throughout it that you have, for example, they associate the Two of Batons or matches in this case with progression, and then there's multiple other keywords here like discovery, planning, and then for the reverse, indecision, holding back, and fear of change. So it would be really good, I think, for a beginner because the keywords aren't really obvious. So you could read from the cards, literally, right? Without it being obvious that you're reading keywords, And some of the art is interesting. I love the borders, the checkered borders. Three of Matches, 4. And there are no humans, although the objects are human objects. 5 of Matches. Mostly it's like things in nature, although the suits are human things. 6 of Matches, 7, 8, 9 of Matches, 10, and then the page, the Knight, the Queen, and king. On to cups, and I'm doing it in the sequence I received it. The Ace of Cups, the 2, 3, the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, a beautiful peacock for the wish card, and 10. And of course we have the page, the knight, look at that, the queen, and the king of cups. Moving on, we have the Ace of Needles, which is swords, I'm sure. 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And yes, they definitely have the Rider-Waite-Smith interpretations on these cards. Then, of course, we have the page, the knight, the queen, and the king of needles. And I believe this one's the last suit before we get to the trump cards. The Ace of Buttons is the coin or pentacle suit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Page of Buttons, the knight, the queen, and the king. And, I have these out of order. Give me a second. Alrighty then, my bad about that. Okay, now we're on to the trump cards. Here is the Fool with the keyword New Beginnings. And the reversed for that is Recklessness. And then a handful of words on the card for both reversed and upright. If you read your cards that way, you don't have to read reversals. You can just, as you get better, you understand when the reversed or the the more negative connotation would take effect based on the cards that are around it. But for the beginner, having these things written on the cards, upright and reversed, is helpful. The Magician is a spider, an owl for the High Priestess or the Popess, a butterfly for the Empress. I can't think of the name of the bird for this, for the Emperor. It'll come to me later. Wisdom, keyword for the Pope or the Hierophant. The Lover's card, another butterfly with a snake, and maybe that's a pomegranate. The Chariot, some kind of stag. Okay, 8 is Strength. You'll notice that there are Roman numerals for these cards, but they're obscured, unfortunately, by the keywords. 9 is the Hermit. But if you're looking to put them in order and you're not familiar with the iconography that's used with this deck, I found it very helpful to try to seek out the Roman numeral to well, of course, it's written bigger than life too. But the Roman numeral, is easier sometimes than just looking for the name. Justice, 11. Interesting. The Hanged Man. What else could it be but a bat? Death. Patience. Temperance. The Devil. The Tower. It's a tower of tortoises. Interesting. The Star. The Moon. The Sun. What a beautiful card. Check that out. Judgment. The World. And we have four bonus cards. Number 22 is the Unknown. 23 is the Soul. 24 is the Universe. And 25 is the Messenger. It's a fully functioning tarot deck with all the required 78 cards and 4 extras if you feel you need them. I probably will never use them. But, sometimes cards get in the mix and you don't remember they're there, and then it might be interesting to see where they land in your reading. So there we have it. I hope you enjoyed this little reveal. They are really pretty cards. They feel really good in the hand. They are thick, thicker than a regular deck. I can show you another deck, right? You can see it's significantly well, I don't think you can see it this way. Let me take these out. Do it this way. You see, it's a bit thicker than a typical deck by Lo Scarabeo. Like I said, I got the green edges and I got the pumice backs. Bear in mind that the pumice backs are a very pale green, and the dark greenbacks match more this edging that I got and the color of the box. I wanted it to be more pale, so I chose the pumice backing, but it's still green. At any rate, Happy New Year to everyone. It's coming in a few days. I hope 2020 is good for everybody out there. Thank you for your kindness and watching my video. And until next time, peace. Oh, and yes, I know I have not gotten around to doing the number 10 in my series. And I don't know what's wrong with me, but I've had a few issues in the past year, and it's been a challenge. So hopefully with the new year, things will be brighter for all of us, and I will make it a priority to get that number 10 out. Bye, everyone.